Easy, and today we're gonna be playing Fortnite, even though I don't really care about it. No one go subscribe to Nick Lloyd. He's been mean lately, so yeah, tell him to go home. I don't know, cause I have a gift card. I could just buy this if I really wanted it. If I can load in a good map. I'm texting someone, so let me just find a Death Run Scissors. His is like, it's really, really, really tough to beat. Hang on, guys. sorry for the interruption. I had to go downstairs because I was... Are you serious? Well, I'm gonna give you guys story time while I'm doing that death run. So like it how she's not even eating the pizza. Yeah, go subscribe to him, I guess. Well, basically, guys, I was at this movie theater. I was at Avengers Endgame, and I went to the bathroom. And it was normal, I was there with my family and stuff. I was there with my family, and like all of a sudden, I have this urge to go to the bathroom. And then when I go to the bathroom, when I go to use the urinal, I started getting like this bad feeling. And I don't know why I was getting a bad feeling in a Marvel Avengers game, Endgame movie, bathroom. That made no sense. I don't know why I'm getting a bad feeling about at a Avengers Endgame movie bathroom. So I go there, do my business, and I hear someone in the stall. And when I hear someone in the stall, I sit around because like I was curious because I was hearing a noise. And what I turned around to see was this man coming out of the bathroom. And I was just there with my sister and my brother because we haven't hung out for a while. My sister lives in Las Vegas and my brother's in the Air Force. So I went to the Avengers movie with them. And I look at this man who seems to be like 40, 38, in between that age. And he comes out, he's saying, how much for your family, or your brother and your sister? And I say, what the fuck? What does this guy mean? And I said, well, they're not for sale, they're my family. And he says, well, I know, but how much do you want for them? And I said, well, they're not for sale. And he said, well, I'm gonna go sit back down in my seat. And when he went to go sit in a seat, he said, I'm gonna go sit in my seat until you change your mind. And I said, well, I'm probably not going to change my mind because, you know, they're my family and stuff. And I go sit down back in my seat. The Avengers movie's almost over. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, my brother didn't know where I was. So my brother says, where were you at? And I said, I was at the bathroom. But I said, some weird shit was going on. And he says, like what? And I said, well, there was this guy who looked to be 39, 40-ish, in between that age, who asked to buy my family. Like, who does that? And he says, what the hell? And I'm like, yeah, well, I heard him say, can I buy your family? And I was like, no, they're not for sale. And he just starts panicking. He's like, hey, let's get out of the theater. and like it was this place at like the beach and stuff. So when we got home at our like apartment that we were staying at, my sister starts trying to call the cops, trying to call our family, and I said, well, it's not that big of a deal. And then on that same night, that guy came back to my house asking to buy my family. And I was like, dude, like, what is wrong with you? And he was like, nothing's wrong. And I said, well, then why are you asking to buy my family? And he's just like, I don't know, I just need a family. And I was like, well, what happened to your family? And he was like, he wouldn't really tell me about it. So when I kept asking him a few more questions, I eventually got him to say it. He was like, they all like got burnt in like a house fire. And I was like, dude, that's not going around saying to buy someone's family. Like, that's just kind of creepy, dude. You think? And he's like, I don't think it's that creepy. And I said, well, imagine if it was like my older brother. He would have took you down. And he says, I know. And like, this is where my brother and sister were like asleep. But like, I'm still wondering, like, who does that? Who asks to buy your family? Like, what? Why would you ask that? Like, you have to, like what? Okay, what would his parents think if they heard him say that? Like, that's just creepy. So I wake up the next morning, like, we get a ticket to go back, and what I wake up to, I see the same guy looking through my window. And it was a pretty good room. It had like a TV, a monitor, a TV, a bed, closet. And I heard this guy, he just got right into my room. And I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing here? He was knocking on my window. He wouldn't, like, he said, like, come to the front door. He said, come to the front door. Come to the front door, I have a surprise for you. And I said, okay, but I didn't come to the front door. It was my brother that was at the front door. So when my brother got there, my brother cussed him out. And when my brother cussed him out, my sister got like home the next day. My sister got home next day. She was at work. She gets home. She calls the police. And they took the guy away. He was arrested. It was apparently like he like escaped from like this mental asylum, and apparently he was looking for people to kill, I guess. Like, that's what the cops told me. And the cops told me that he was someone who escaped from a mental asylum and was like killed a security guard to get through and out of the place. And what I do next, I'm just scared really bad out of my mind. Like who would stab someone to get out of the place? Like, come on now, like, that's making no sense. Like, if you stab someone, it's not gonna be like all rainbows and cupcakes. You're gonna They're gonna go to death row. So what I do, the day after that, we still have like more hours to go till we get back home. And what I do, since we're on the plane, like, I just play games. I forgot about it until I look over and I see my sister crying, and apparently this guy that I had no idea about was like my second grandfather, I guess. I guess he didn't even know me, he didn't even know whoever. But my sister apparently already just found out. And when she found out, she was crying, like, she was scared for her life. Like, I mean, I'd understand if you didn't know them, but, like, to ask to buy someone's family, like, dude, that's messed up. And I just don't understand. Like, to this day, I'm still wondering what would happen if I took the money. I'm still wondering what would happen. I don't know what he would have done. What, like, I know he would not treat them as family. I know that for a fact. So, I'm getting this feeling like he would, do stuff to them. So, he's just lucky that I went in instead of my brother. My brother would have kicked the living hell out of him, and that would not have been good, because then the guy would go to jail, my brother would go to jail, and it would just not be a good situation. But, like, to ask to buy someone's family, like, dude, that's effed up. Like, come on now. Like, just to think of that, just to think about taking someone's family from them, like, come on now. Like, you have a brain somewhere. You don't just say, oh, hey, can I buy your family when you're at a random movie theater? Oh, yeah, I was just waiting in the bathroom stall for someone to walk in. Oh, hey, can I buy your family? Like, dude, hell fucking no. You don't need my family. Like, what could you possibly use them for? So, the next day we get home, and my mother is saying, are you alright? Are you alright? Did he do anything? And I said, no, he was just outside the window and was like creeping me out. Like, he was just creeping me out. I didn't know what to say. I was at a loss for words of even remembering that, because, like, who in the hell would ask to buy your family? Like, come on. Like, this dude was bald. He didn't even have any facial hair. This man had nothing going good for him in his life. So, I wasn't trying to give him my family. I felt bad, but I didn't want to give him my family. Like, why would I give him my family? Like, I know I'd understand if he was lonely, but to ask for someone's family, like, dude, you could have just gone. Like, everyone loses someone in their life. Like, you could have just left and done good for yourself, but you're asking to buy someone else's family? Like, come on, man. Like, what is your point in that? I could help you out, but like I'm not gonna give you my family. Like that's effed up. And like it just gives me the chills just thinking about it. Like who like it's just weird, man. It's just almost, if he would have asked to buy me, I would have been running out of the theater. But on that day, I still remember it, that day, and it still gives me the chills to this day. So hope you enjoyed. This is